Judging from the numbering on these sprues, it seems that in England it's rather okay to be drunk at work. Because the second best explanation, that is done by untamed monkeys, does not really hold true, because there seems to be some sort of system going on here. It's just not very clear exactly what. You have probably heard someone describe this problem before, if you have not even experienced it yourself. But rest assured, this is not yet another rant about this. I might sound a bit whining from time to time, but that's only so that I can explain why I think this problem exists at all. Because I think I found, you know, the root of the problem. So, with that in mind, here we go. So, a short description of the problem, so that we are all on the same page. Let's take the assembly of this Chaos Space Marine here. The number 6, AC something, whatever. Well, we need the body parts. We need number 1. Okay, so I already found number 1. It's right here. No, it's not. It's 105. Okay, it's right there. That is 1. So we need number 2, which is not right next to it, because that's 102, 29, and 53. Well, we need a leg. We can see that there's a leg here, so we'll just go here. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's number 2. Confirmed. We need those 2. And then we need number 3, which is nowhere near here. So we need to move on. Do we have any 3 here? No. Well, 3 is hard to look for, but, you know, do we have any bodies? No. Oh, here we got bodies. Do we have it here? That's 88. No. Oh, yeah. Number 3, right next to, what is it? 11, 81, 99, and 88. Of course, it's there. Okay, good deal. We found number 3. Then we also need number 131. Well, good luck with the numbers. They don't really matter. We look for backpacks. We got backpacks, and oh, lucky thing. Right in the middle here, 131. That is nice. Note that this one was not even harder to find than the other ones. Then we also need the sword here. It's not this sword, it's 85. Yeah, we got swords here. We got swords, number 26. Yeah, and right next to it, it's 6. Right next to 77 and 74 and 73. Why not? 6, so 7 should be nearby. No, of course not. That's a bolt pistol, not that one. That's 83. And we got a bunch of bolt pistols, and I can see that this one is number 7. Yeah, that's it. We just need to jump from here to here to here to here, then there, and back to this one. Easy peasy, as someone would say, and highly confusing. Except for confirming that we actually found the piece we're looking for, the numbers does not really help us at all. Which I guess is not really a crime, because I suppose that confirming the identity of the bit is their main job. But the orderly fashion in which they appear in the instructions, they do give you the impression that they are part of some kind of predictable order. And therefore I believe you get annoyed when there actually isn't any. This really could be okay. But the sad thing is that there is a simple solution that would satisfy both needs. You have probably already figured it out yourself. Why not just start numbering the sprues from top left to bottom right? Or any other sort of orderly fashion? It's an honest question. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, sure, looking at the sprue, I can tell that they have put a lot of work into packing as much plastic as it possibly can into one mold. And just compare it to the old Scouts or something, and you can see the real difference there. And I understand that things need to go wherever there is space. But the numbers? They should not have to care which order the bits are put in, or whatever algorithm works with, you know. They can confirm which bit you're looking for, regardless of which sprue order they have. And thus, as there is no need for any other order, they might as well just help you find your way. The important thing is not that it looks neat and orderly in the instructions. There you will find the neighboring bit anyway, because it's right there in the picture. Like the 131. It was no harder to find than any of the other ones, just because the number in the instructions were a bit off. Let's just imagine that they did exactly what I suggest, and let's try to find the same pieces. Here are the new sprues, and the instructions have been updated with the numbers describing their on sprue spot instead of their in instruction spot. We start out by finding 17, which is supposed to be on a sprue with low numbers. So just have a quick look at anyone and determine, is it low numbers on this one? And if so, yes, just go on. You probably already spotted by the bodies by then, because they usually appear, you know, quite coherent, all the bodies in one part and all the backpacks in one part and whatnot. So you just find a body and you see that's 37. Then you know that, well, it's probably not the neighboring one, so I better look on the other side of the sprue. And yeah, sure, there it is, 17. Then we need a leg named 20. So you just sort of walk up the line there, because it should be kind of close by. And sure, there's a leg named 20. Just, you know, like walking up the street with house numbers in consecutive order. It's not like, you know, in Games Workshop land, I guess they, you know, number them by the name of the oldest inhabitant or something, which is kind of utterly useless walking down the street. Anyway, then you need 119. So you know it's not on the same sprue, it's probably on the high number sprue. So you look at the next sprue and let's imagine you pick up the middle one first, which got like 70 and 82. Well, that's not it. I need to go higher. It's probably the last sprue. Look at that one and oh, it's backpacks here. I'm probably in the right spot. And there you actually need to find the actual one, because in the middle there are a lot of them with similar numbers, but if you do find 118, you feel pretty certain that the next one is actually 119. Easy to find. Then we need 83, which is obviously not on this sprue because it sounds much more like the numbers we said earlier, like 82. We know where that was, so we just looked right next to it, and it's a body named 83. Then we need a bolt pistol named 75. And yeah, that should really be on the same sprue, and we've probably already seen that there are bolt pistols on this sprue, but we don't need to go, you know, look in other sprues and see, is it on someone else or is it this one? We can just, you know, be quite certain that it's one of the bolt pistols on this sprue. And if we don't find it immediately, we'll know, you know, sort of which direction to go. Then we need a 126, which quite obviously is on the last sprue. So we can just go back to that one immediately. We don't have to look anywhere else. Let's imagine we picked it up and we see 101, because we're looking for chain swords, and you just look at the first one, it's 101. Okay, so it's obviously not the neighbor, so we look on the other side of the sprue, and we got 132, which is much closer, so let's have a look at the last one there, and it's 126. Yeah, found it. Easy. A lot of this search is probably still done by just, you know, looking for a chainsword, looking for a body, whatever. But you do get an inclination of where to look, at least on what sprue and if you're in the right vicinity. But at the same time, you notice that the numbers in the instructions there, they don't really matter, you know. You know where to look. You look in the instructions, that's where you start. It's no confusing if they're actually, you know, different numbers there. Yeah, anyway, I find this so much easier than the actual random drunken monkey pattern. We are surrounded by this kind of system all over the place. Anyone who has understood the concept of the line of numbers in a calendar, which is truly a respectable number of people, will find these bits in a few seconds. And any reasonable, intelligent person would stumble on this solution sooner or later. And it's hard to design a worldwide selling games without having people of this caliber at hand. So I don't get it. I mean, I have no illusions that Games Workshop would listen to a guy with less than 100 subscribers, but, well, if you do, congratulations, here you go. Happier customers for free. Yeah. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, don't forget to enjoy your hobby.